Hello team, myself Vaishnavi and today I will explain about my demo number 3 and before in demo 1 I have explained the agile and end-to-end cycle, but in this demo I'll briefly explain the end-to-end process of software development life cycle with tools like Jira, Eclipse, Maven, Tomcat, Spring Boot. So yeah, let's start. So today I will explain end-to-end process of SDLC, and yes, also I will explain tools which are basically more about Jira. Yes, Jira, after Eclipse, then Maven, it's not tool actually, and the server which we will using, which is Tomcat. Yeah, that's it for today. So now we will open our Jira. Yes, so this is our Jira project, and yes, I have already I have created the project, which is first project. Yeah, so this is the backlog. This is the product backlog, and we can like the more activities, like we can drag and up and down the backlog, which is completely based upon the prioritized list. And also we had discussion on agile, which is a time frame. So work of technical team is one by one. So work of the product owner is to create this backlogs, or yes, write these backlogs, but the work of the technical team is one by one. This backlog is do one by one. They're doing that task, and according to the prioritized list, which is our most priority. So according to that, technical team will work. So product owner had to explain this requirement to the technical team. So yeah, PO, product owner, had to explain the requirement to technical team. This is first work of the product owner, and where this work will explain. So it's called grooming meeting. In this grooming meeting, the product owner explain the requirement on, and it's happen on the daily basis. It's we call as stand-up meeting also, and maybe online or offline. Like in online mode, it's via Microsoft Teams. In many of the companies with using Outlook and calendar. So yeah, then who are involved in this grooming meeting? So the product owner, then technical team, and the manager. So these are the people who are involved in this grooming meeting. So first of all, they are going to that backlogs. These are the backlogs, and they discuss what to work, how to work. So procedure, going to backlog first and discuss then. Yeah. Okay. Then while writing requirement, while writing requirement, which are the things we have to conclude here as follows. First one is user story. So yes, you have to return the standard format of the user story, which will be like, as you know, that as a user, as a user then I want, what are the requirements? Yes, what are the requirements also, so that why it would required. So yeah, this is the standard format which will be using user story. So this is our first aspects while writing the requirement. So yeah, here we can see it. Suppose we'll open this, which is done actually. So there's a network problem from my side. So yeah, you can see that I had described this in description. As a prime user, I want capability to reset my password, so that when I forget my password, I can still reset it and continue to use the application. So yeah, so this is the first thing as I mentioned before. After that, second most important thing is acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria. So what is in this actually? So user story is like a one line of the backlog, that means what you want, but acceptance criteria means the description of that whole user story. As you know, we can see here, you can see here acceptance criteria like show link or forget password on the logic login page. When user clicks link, open a pop-up is a full description of that user story. What actually I want. So it's here is a step by step. When user clicks link, open a pop-up and ask for email. After that, validate whether email existing in system or not. If email is invalid, show error message to the user that email doesn't exist. If email is valid, then generate the reset password link in the backend and email to the customer. So this is the acceptance criteria. After that, what's the third most point? Yeah. So we can see that, we can say that like we write here the bullet points which I have shown already, and like we are, if you have to describe the more about bullet points, so it will be like the more details about requirement. Yeah, so that's it for the acceptance criteria. third most important aspects is UI mockups. So what is the mockups? When you open, like, we can search, or we can, yeah, here it is example, like amazon.com. It's internet issue from my side. Oh, I cannot log into Amazon because I didn't even log into Amazon. But way whatever the website, you can say that, like, it's like, yeah, it is a Google. So this is the mock-up pictures. Or if you are go to the, like, YouTube, yes. So this is, you can see, or where whatever the pictures in that is like the, this is the mock-ups. This is the mock-ups. So what is the mock-ups actually? Before developing any features, we are using the mock-ups. Mock-up is not like mandatory thing, but yeah, UI UX developers are specialists in this role. So yeah, before developing any code or any project, you have to first make, or you can say create mockups. This is not our work. This is the work of front end developer, or you can say the UX developer. So they are using with the CSS or Bootstrap. So yeah, so they are creating the pixel perfect design for this mockups. So this is about the mockups, and sometimes requirement can change for not complicating the code or system unnecessarily. So we have that right to ask about the problem or ask about the requirement to the PO. So PO clarify the questions of the tech team. So there is another, I I can say is there is another aspects, which is questions, you can say. And yes, oh, where did I add that? Yeah. So here is, I didn't mention or I didn't write the questions because I don't have any questions regarding my work, or uh, so that's why I didn't write or mention the questions. But yeah, after that description, you can write here questions, and like here you can say questions, and yes, here you can write your queries. So yeah, that's it for this. Okay. So after that, PO have to clarify the questions of to the team. So we will write the questions in the question sections. So there is a one criteria for developing any code. That means one criteria we cannot say we don't go without completing this. So the main important aspect, you can say, of any project, that requirement should be 70 to 80% clear. Requirement should be 70 to 80% क्लियर. अगर रिक्वायरमेंट क्लियर नहीं है तो आप आगे कैसे जा सकते हो? So wherever the requirement is not clear, you can't code, or you can't go further for the project. So, so these we can call DOR, means unless and until you are not ready with this, you cannot go to the directly code or go to the build the project. So what is this DOR? Is the definition of ready. There is a DO also kind of scaled as definition of done, but we'll see definition of ready first. So yeah, this is the DOR, and this is the one aspect for the build to the project or end to end the process. And yes, after that, the PO asks you for that estimation. So what is the estimation? Yeah, what is the estimation? Estimation means in how much time it will take to complete the project. How much time it will take to complete the project or product. Yes, project. This is called as estimation, means how much time. So an estimation has done in the form of story points. Yes, the next thing, the next important main thing, story point. According to that story point, or on the basis of the story point, you have to give the time to the product owner that how many days you will take for the complete the project. So yeah, so this story point means is actually a numbers, and this number of days are dependent on the mathematical thing, which is Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series is like 1, 2, 3, then 5, then 8, and then 13, and so on. So what's the logic of that Fibonacci series? It means first 1 is a one natural number, first number of the number system. Then 1 plus 2 is a 3, 2 plus 3 is a 5, 5 plus 3 is a 8, and 5 plus 8 is a 30. So likewise, you have to select the number of days according to the Fibonacci series to complete the task. So yeah, there are the main three things. Based on that, we can estimate or we can done our estimation. First is time. So what is the formula of the time? So suppose there are the when the UI tester is there, when the developer, where when the one the first one is like a backend developer, another is the front end developer, and then the tester, then like maybe a DevOps का बंदा होता है. So they're like front end developer says that he would take 2 days for the specific task. Then uh, backend backend developer says that he would take the 3 days. So what where how much the number of days, how many the number of days, that divided by 2, all of the days, sum of days from each people divided by 2. So this is the formula of the time. Like we can consider the front end wala says he will take 2 days, then back end wala says he will take 3 days, Then DevOps guy says that he will take the 4 days, and testing tester will say it's 1 day. So it's 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 5 plus 4, 9 plus 1. It's a 10. So yeah, 10 by 2 is equal to 5 days. So yeah, time will say in 5 days. So 5 is where is this it's like nearer to the which number of Fibonacci series. So yeah, this is the 5 in the Fibonacci series as already. So you can say the story point will be of 5 days. So next element or the next aspects of the user story. Here is our first, it is time. Second, we can say that complexity. So how much complex is that task, or how much complex the project? So according to that, the complexity is like the percentage, or you can say like 0.5 or 1 or 1.5. So this is the one thing, the complexity. And another thing is risk. So here is amount of risk. Here it is also, we can say 0.5% risk or 1% risk or 1.5% risk. So here amount of risk or amount of complexity. So we have to sum all of this, and then we can say additionally, and we can say suppose we can calculate is like here is 0.5, here is 0.5, so together it is 1, and sum of all these three is like 6 days. So 6 is nearer to the 5, hence there is the art of estimation. We can say 6 is nearer to 5, then you can say the user story or the story point will be the 5 days. So here the final user story point will be our final, it's 5. So here you can see that the story point is a 5. I have already explained and I have already written in this project. So yeah, this is about the story point. And after internal discussion, you have to give the estimation with the analysis called as internal grooming. So here internal grooming. So what is internal grooming? Here you have to say, or you have to tell what is the number of user story or story point is 5. You have to firstly you have to internally discuss. You cannot say directly to the product owner, yes, I have done the estimation by myself, and there will be 5 days. So yeah, so story point will be 5. Firstly you have to discuss with one another, like you have to discuss with the front end guy, then developer back end wala guy, then DevOps wala guy, and tester, and accordingly combine. In this internal meeting you will discuss about the how many days each person will count, or each person have to will take to done this work. And according to that, they will tell the product owner that after this internal grooming meeting, that much time of days, or that much number of days we will take for to complete the project. So yes, this is for the story points and the analysis. So suppose for our project, we will work on, suppose we can say we are working on the microservices. Yeah, microservices. So the another part is you have to think about that, which is like you can say this is I take it as an example that we will work on the microservices. So there will be point like is microservices, and here you can say that in which service code to be written. So here is the first one thing. After that you can say that which open source, is required for that microservices. After that, which database design. After like which API design. After that, performance, and security. Then you can say existing reusable logic. Existing reusable. So this are all the things which are we have to consider in this story points, and we will work in the microservices. So yeah, that's all the things. So according to that, give story points. After that, suppose there is a sprint of 2 weeks, 2 weeks की sprint है, and in this sprint, in how in 2 weeks how much work you can finish. So if they are asking how much work you can finish within 2 weeks. So let's discuss in the sprint planning meeting. Let's discuss in sprint planning meeting. Yeah. So like we'll open our Jira. So here then assign, then when you are done with this you have to assign the people. Here I didn't assign anyone, so you have to assign the people. Suppose I assign here my name, and yes, I have to complete that work. So yeah, when story points are decided, then you have to assign the people. So here also the child issues, we can say the user story as the sub-use task, subtask, and we are called as the child issues. Here UI development, server development, QA test case, QA test executions. So here you have to assign the people, means product owner is assigned the people who will who will work on what content or what like who will work on development, who will work on testing, who will work on UI UX. This all are the this assignment. So yeah, this is how you can say. And after that, task breakout will happen on the day one of sprint. So this is the task breakout. And now we are ready to, this is our all end to end process is finish that point. of sprint. And from here now we are finally ready to code. So the first basic thing is, if you have to code, then you will require some things. So we are going to work on the one framework, which will be, we are going to work on microservices. This is the main thing of our project. And second one thing is framework, which will be we are using, we will using is Spring Boot. Spring Boot is made top on the Spring. For connecting the core Java to the database. Now you are working with Git, you have to work with Git and all these things. So you are working with the uh, 4 5 developers, you are working with the tester, you have to work with the uh, yeah, UI UX kabanda. Then you cannot say that simple core Java code will run the project, or from the simple Java code, core Java code can build this project. So for sure you need core Java plus some database, right? And for this, if you have to connect core Java to database, you'll need jar files. Yes, when you have to connect the core Java to the database, you will need the jar files like in JDBC. Yes. So plus Java plus jar will make web application. Yeah. So if you have to access this application, then you have to use the browser. From browser you can access the application while using the Spring Boot framework. Spring Boot Spring Boot framework. And in this project, so there is one question, where to find all these jar files. So yeah, there is an answer, which is how to find the jar files. So this is build tool, where we can find the jar files, and the most famous build tool name is, as you know, that it's Maven. So we will use Maven in this project. So now how to install that Spring Boot, and I have already installed, but I will show you the procedure how to install, or these things, or how it will happen to, or how we can create our first Spring Boot project without knowing the Spring commands, or how the framework will work. We'll build our first Spring Boot project. So yeah, let's go. uh, Here, so first of all, how to install Here is a star.spring.io. From this website you can go with this. Yeah, control V. Here you can see it is the website of Spring Initializer. Using this, we'll create our first Spring Boot project on this computer, on this laptop. I have already created, so I'll shortly explain. So here you can see it's already installed in my computer. So yeah, here is a Spring Initializer. You have to firstly select the project, and here I have selected already Maven. You have to select the Maven because we'll using Maven in this project. Then language, there are many languages like Kotlin, Groovy, Java, but we will using the Java. And the Spring Boot version, it is I have used this the 3.3.2. Then here you can say the it is a com dot example, like you know that the google.com, but here is right date reverse right com dot example. So here you can uh, say you can write any name or name of your project. So dot com dot like my project name was the mycom, so I had written the com dot mycom. So here artifact you have to write. Then artifact means like key, and description you can write anything. So or you can still yes this as it is. And yes, packaging, as I discussed, we will using the jar files using Maven. So yeah, definitely packaging will be part of the jar. And yes, I will using 17 Java 17 version. So here you can add the dependencies. So we have to add the dependencies of web. So yeah, here is a web, and you have to add this dependency, Spring Reactive Web. In this you can see build reactive web application with Spring Web Flux and Nitty. So yeah, this you can add with this, or I have already. Oh no, I'm so sorry. This one you have to add Spring Web. Built web including RESTful application using Spring. MVC uses Apache Tomcat as the default embedded container. I have already installed, or I have already add, so I will not add. So you have to add in this, and after that you have to generate and install. And here you can see in my download section STS. Here, this will be the name of the folder of the Spring Initializer STS 4.23 one release. And here I will open, and you have to open the Spring Tool Suite 4. So yeah, this is our first Spring Boot project. It will take some time. There will be like some few seconds because network connectivity from my side. Yeah, it will launch. So here you can see the project. I already working on this project. If you are open, if you will open this Spring, then you can't see anything in this I mean in this window. But I have already worked on project. I'm already working on my project, so you can see that the file in my. So yeah, here is your first Spring Boot project. um, So projects simple, which will be in jar files, and yeah, we'll use in the Tomcat server. Here you can say I'll run this project file. I'm so sorry. Yes, run as Maven build and clean package and run. Whenever you open any project, firstly you have to clean the project. Yes, you can see that. Yes, build success meant your project is running successfully, you clean successfully, then you will run as run the project. Say run, sorry, I forget, clean spring boot colon run. From this command you can run your spring boot application, and from clean command you can clean your project before starting any new task. So yeah, it is running on Tomcat, Apache Tomcat 8080. As I have mentioned before, we will using the Apache Tomcat 8080. Tomcat started on 8080. It will be the server. So yeah, then created Spring Boot application with dependencies. Okay, so IDE we can use Eclipse. So how will you install the Eclipse? So here you can write spring.io and tools. So there will be more tools except, with Eclipse, like you can say here Spring Tools for Visual Studio Code. Then here Spring Tools for Eclipse, but Spring Tools for Theia. But we want to install the Eclipse, so here Windows x86 64 I have already installed. So here you can install from this, and yes, after installing you can go on this window. Yes, after installing you will open your first Java Spring Boot project. So after that you have to do one work, which extract the zip file, extract the project firstly, then you have to create the folder, get into that folder, and after you have to import. Here you can see import that project, existing Maven project. Next you have to, here you have to write your path, like here is my path of July demo app project. In my C it's D folder, in his WS folder July 24 WS folder, and in this the July demo app my project, and here is a feature branch of my project. So yeah, here is the, and after that you have to click the finish. So this will be the importing of your project in your first Spring Boot application. After that, here you can see the pom.xml. Suppose here you can see the pom.xml. So here all the dependencies are in this pom.xml, and also the Maven configuration are also included in pom.xml. So we can add the other dependencies in this pom.xml. And yeah, after that there are the some Maven commands I have to explain. Some Maven commands, suppose like Maven clean, as I before told, then Maven package, after that Maven install. So this will be the commands for the Maven. So yeah, so that's it for our first project, the first Spring Boot project, and our first like pom dot what is the pom.xml, then what is the commands, how to clean the project, how to run the project. After that, we have seen that our project is running on the Apache server port 8080. So yeah, that's it for the day. Thank you so much, team. Here I'll stop my recording. Thank you.